Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first and hopefully last virtual summit of 2021. We are so thrilled to have all of you with us, see some familiar faces, as well as some new faces. In attendance today, we do have partners from over 30 states and 5 different countries. 2020 was definitely shaken as opposed to stirred for most of us, and I'd like to commend each and every one of you for your ability to focus on what our industry needed and showing the world how creative we all are. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and introduce myself. For those of you who do not know me, I am Caroline Hughes. I'm one of the trainers, and I will be your host for our event. When Don asked me to MC this event, I figured he picked me because of my extensive knowledge of our product, my stunning good looks, or my ability to charm a crowd, when in fact, you can probably tell that it's because I can rock a theme with zero shame. Few housekeeping items before we get started. Please select the speaker view on your Zoom settings so you will be able to get the full experience in the best quality. We will also have somebody monitoring our chat panel, so if you have any questions, please type those in. And if you would like a copy of the recording of this event, please reach out to someone on our team and we will get that to you. So without further ado, let the summit begin from IntelliEvent with love. Our first speaker today is none other than our fearless leader, Mr. Don Romeka. It really takes a special kind of person to never say never to a great idea from a partner or from the dev team, and Don does it better than anyone we could have imagined. When the live events industry completely shut down over a year ago, Don stepped up and made all of our partners, prospects, friends in the industry, and team knew that we were all in this together. So Don, tell us a little bit about why the live events industry will never die.
Well, should I go or should I? Caroline, you are amazing. Thank you. And she's absolutely right. And I'm going to speak on behalf of my family and our team and our partners and even our prospects, anybody in the event industry. Challenging year, but I think tough times make people a lot tougher. But thank everybody for being here. I am just honored to be a part of this industry, and I'm excited to see it come roaring back. So, but we did do a lot of things together in 2020. We did a tremendous amount of communication with our customers, and it was pretty. We got pretty nervous there. So what did we do? We just we're development. We're a software company, and we communicated with some of our best and brightest, and we made the software even better. And I think, there's a little housekeeping going on here, and I just want to make sure everybody knows about the agenda. I'm going to speak a little bit, not that much. I'm going to say a few words about Bret, Tracey from Nationwide, and he's going to say a few words, not that much, and we're going to turn it over to, I'm going to turn the helm, this steering wheel over to Andrew Aylor, and he's going to give a nice overview of really what we've been working on at a high level. And then tomorrow, same time, same channel, we are going to have Ali in London kick it off and talk about how we've improved the ways we've taken care of our customers in a process fashion. And then Dana Smith, one of our fearless leaders in the development team, is going to kind of highlight some of the things that we've been working on. So that's it's a pretty impactful agenda, but at the end of the day, we don't want to waste anybody's time, so we just want to jam as much into this as we can. So a couple things. Our event is defined by the people that are here. So I just want to point out, we do have some people here. Caroline came out from Oklahoma. Andrew came out from Arizona. We've got AVT Productions. We've got a lot of gear here, which is kind of cool to see. We've got some of our development team members. Dana and Nick are far socially distanced in another room over there. Tommy Tenretto, Nick Bogan, one of our trainers. My wife is sitting here on a couch. Bret, Tracey's right here. And then obviously there's a virtual group of folks out there, and we really appreciate your attendance. So one thing I want to point out is during COVID, we created a lot of things together. And Andrew's going to get into some of the modules. But one thing that we did was we kind of grabbed this name called IntelliEvent. And to me, it reminds me of like an X-Acto knife or something for the event industry. And we were just, what could we do to help our customers with software development? What could we do to stimulate their economies by generating sales? And we came up with this name, and we threw some of our best customers on this graphic, and we're going to develop that together. A lot of TBDs on that one, but I'm going to point out something we did in 2019, and we had a lot of this planned for 2020, and we couldn't do it for obvious reasons. But in 2019, one of our great partners, like a lot of you are, have hosted a user forum in Salt Lake City. The company's called Web, and we had a potential customer come down from Park City. His name's Ted. We've become very good friends, and I'm going to show you a little clip of, we have this global vision of really doing great things throughout the world, but it really comes down to doing things locally, and you guys all represent what's happening in your local markets. And here's something we did that was kind of fun, and he is a customer now.
Oh yeah,
Because I'm over there.
welcome to the Extreme Impact event at Ted's house.
Totally nailed it. New clients on board.
Woo!
And it's Friday now.
Right on, this is the best place to get clients.
The new IntelliEvent World Headquarters
That's
right
right,
down there
on top
in
of
the
that
colonies.
mountain. We're going to take you to the top of that mountain. And if you don't sign, we're going to push you off the other side. All right.
And there's no snow over there because it's south
A
facing.
lot of rocks over there.
Oh, man. And Ted, welcome to the family. And I know we treated you like a customer even before you became a customer. 2 years ago, you said you signed, and we finally got the money a couple weeks ago. So there you go. Takes time. And I also want to point out Caroline, our MC. She's training him. She's also training a newbie on the team, Natalie, which is kind of a big deal. And we do have some recruits in attendance today virtually, and we're excited to start getting back to hiring again and growing this thing that we see happening for this industry. So real quick, if for the folks that are here, you're going to get a blanket and a beanie as a gift. Caroline, you'll get one. Yeah. Now, the blanket, a lot of people, I might get a little emotional here. I really think about some of the customers that we've had, and some of them have gone up to heaven. There's a gentleman by name Evan with VCI, and he was a big boat guy, and we kind of put this thing together to kind of to kind of have that image at Evan. And Evan had the greatest line to one of our customers now. He said, waking up to IntelliEvent Lightning was like waking up to a fresh new pillow. Well, we took the pillow, we said, blankets are easier to order actually. So everybody here, Bret, you'll get one. Tina, you get one. And a beanie. You were wearing a beanie last night. So, well, I'm going to get into one more thing, and I never forget this. At these events, it's a time to show appreciation for people that make you great. My wife's here. You're not going to see her on camera. You probably should. She's a lot better looking than me. But I have a little book for her, and it's right here. It's Bret. Just I love you to the moon and back. So there you go, honey. So Bret's going to hand that to Tina, and Tina and I are looking to. I know Caroline alluded to the fact there's 30 states here. There might be more chiming in now, 5 countries. We're looking forward to going out and seeing every one of these businesses that are signed in today, all of our customers and potential customers. We love the nickel tours. We love to understand what you see and what you've done to create your business, and then we just like to be a part of your success, because at the end of the day, you define our success. So I'm going to get to this gentleman over here to my right, Bret, Tracey. And I'm probably going to get a little emotional here, but So going into COVID, my mom passed away. And I think it would be bad if it was just all about my mom. I think we should share a moment of silence for everybody that's lost anybody. You know, Caroline, and we all have lost some people we love. And it's not just a COVID, it's just people that have shaped us. And I think we need to pause for a minute and just think about them and then dedicate what we're doing while we're still here to them. So anyway, Bret, Tracey. So there was a moment last year, Bret's on one of the panels, and somebody was talking, I think Scott Nair works for Bret, and says, hey, what was the deal with Don and Bret getting all emotional just during a panel discussion? And we've known each other for 20 plus years, and Nationwide's been a customer with our old product. They were the first to go on IntelliEvent Lightning, and it wasn't easy, but we worked through where we got to today. But the significance was, my mom grew up in Michigan. My mom and dad met at the University of Detroit, and this small lake, actually pretty cool lake, pretty big lake in Michigan called Union Lake, happens to be where Bret lives. He lives right on the same lake my mom grew up on. And so we had our interchange, but what was going on right before that concert too is he sent his son to the China Sea to defend us. And so we're just like in that moment of time, we were, connecting in a way that's sincere and truthful. And so anyways, I'd like you to play this video because he since has sold the place at Union Lake, and then he moved to California. But this is a cool little video that Bret getting me a gift from Union Lake for my mom.
Hey Don, hey, it's Bret. We were thinking about you and thinking about you and thinking about you and your mom and Union Lake and all that stuff. I know how critical that is. It's been a tough year. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm in the boat. It's October 3rd. I got my wife and my dogs with me. You don't know yet, but we sold our house on Union Lake. So I'm at the point right now, you can see it behind me. So check out the video. Air temperature, just so you know how much I care about you, the air temperature in Michigan right now is about 50. It's going to probably snow. And I'm in the boat right now. And so I'm at the point where your mom grew up. And we're going to make sure that if we can't get here, we're going to bring her to you. Are you ready? Okay, good. There she is, Don.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I got a special gift for you. Here's the Union Lake. I put it right here, right in between.
Yeah.
And that's super special. But I know you're down in Southern Cal and you're swimming with sharks a lot, and we're all about technology. And supposedly this technology called shark bands will keep the sharks away from you. So I've ordered this one's mine, but while you're surfing here in town,
Right.
We did stand-up paddle this morning, went out a little stand-up paddle session. So I kind of pushed him out further close to where the sharks swim. But got two coming for you, and then when you take a buddy out, because usually it's a board meeting when you got two people and talking.
That's right.
And But I'm gonna, here, you can hold that.
Thank you.
It's real.
Thank you very much.
But so you want to talk about the partnership, or you want to talk about Andrew? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk to that camera. Is that right?
I think so.
Okay. Well, thanks for having us, number one. I appreciate it. And our partnership goes deep. I'm an emotional guy that way too, and I can't I can't address the things that you addressed on camera because I can't take it. So let's get to the software. That'll help me. So anyway, long story short, is the partnership that we have, and I think everybody needs to have that in this business. This is a people business, a partnership business, and our relationship has gone through so many iterations. Andrew and I were just laughing off camera about going toe to toe in different situations. He doesn't remember it, but the point is we went through all this road together. That's what we're all going through. This is a fight right now, and everybody's got a battle, and that's where we are right now. And nationwide, like everybody else, is fighting for its life every day. So I think having partnerships, being able to communicate with people in the business right now, is just it's just a massive deal. It's a big deal, and you got to have friends around. So I'm grateful to have IntelliEvent as a friend nationwide. And Lightning, what a process that's been. I mean, what are we, how many years? 8 years or 7 or 8 years?
8 years.
From that straw model to what it is today. So I hope everybody that has it is really, maximizing it, because we got announcements coming up in our company right now. Things are going to come in the next probably 30 to 45 days, and we're going to put that software to the test at a whole nother level than Nationwide's ever done before. So we're looking forward to that, and your team's been right behind us. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then by the way, Don pushed me out today paddleboarding, and I just want everyone to know that so you understand what he's about. And he pushed me out to the edge of the Pacific Ocean where the rock wall is, where all the seals are. And he goes, hey, look at them jumping in and jumping around in the water. And I go, well, Don, why do you think they're doing that? I said, that's a great whites chasing them around. So Don pushed me out to the outside just to make sure he was safe. And then he had 4 of these on. And he didn't give me any. So, and then there was a little trail of fish bait or something. Yeah, so anyway, thanks, man. Appreciate
All right, man. Well, thanks for being here.
110%.
And then actually, I do have a special thank you to Bret, and even this goes out to everybody, all of our customers. We do have a cool internship program, and we have creative ways to bring them here and house them during the summer. And his nephew Tyler has been doing a teeny bit of work for us so far, and he's going to be here for the summer. And we'd be happy to talk to some of these candidates, and we're all about helping the next gen. I think Bret and I have a common theme there to kind of just start, teaching some common sense to these young bucks coming up, young gals, boys and girls and so forth. And I'm excited about having Tyler up here. We're going to work him hard, have some fun with him, but again, we're hopefully going to teach him some stuff. And at the end of the day, some of these kids, they teach us some things. I mean, remember, like, you imagine if you had to use a Thomas guide to do mapping right now, 1997, that's when we started.
Yeah.
It's a Thomas guide, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. Tyler's durable. He's grateful for the opportunity. And I can remember Scott and I, when Scott and Aylor joined us from your company, and I can remember us ripping around LA, and he's like, go to page 792-493, and I'm like, ah! Ripping through the pages, and turn left, 80 miles an hour, swerving up the freeway in LA. I'm like, oh my God. But hey, I just want to, if I may, I just want to thank the Nationwide team too. This is a platform guys like us don't get every day. We're in the background, you all know us, we don't do shows, we're not out there, but we're here to support, the stagers that we all support. But I want to thank the Nationwide team, because without that group of people, all of them, it's a rough road for everybody out there, but without my team, we're not here today. They've been phenomenal. So I just want to say thank you. So thank you for the platform to also thank that team.
You got it.
So I appreciate that.
Our team likes working with your team.
Yeah, it's been good. Yes, I know it sounds like a love fest, but it's been really good. It's been, we worked hard together. So.
But I think people need to know it ain't always easy. We got to, we got to debate a little bit about what makes the most sense. And I think sometimes yes isn't the right answer right out of the gate. Let's flush it out. Right. And we have a big initiative Andrew's going to talk about, Allie's going to talk about, is bringing some of our best customers together in focus groups and really kind of like keep the development out of it. Let's hash it out first and then define a path of development.
Yeah, and don't, the only thing I can say from our company and what we've tried to do paralleling you is don't waste a minute of this time. This pandemic, maybe it's not revenue generating for you, but the effort that's gone in now over this 12 months is really going to pay down a line here. And I know even if maybe the first 8 or 9 months you didn't get there and it was so overwhelming, the downside to it, you still got time right now to shift gears quick, step on the gas and get on something. And Nationwide's got 3 or 4 announcements. We launched a case company about 2 weeks ago, and there's 2 or 3 other things coming down the line that we're really, really stoked about. And it's just a case of having the time to make sure you don't burn the time that you have available to you. There's a silver lining to all this, some way, shape, and form.
Yeah,
it's miserable, but there's some good stuff coming. So anyway.
Yeah, and even Andrew's going to talk about it. But we had a lot of companies go live on the software during the pandemic. I think one of the funniest, but maybe not funny, but lines was, "Don't waste a good pandemic." Make some positive changes and take advantage of the time.
Yep.
So.
Yep. All good.
Well, thanks, Bret, for being here.
100%, man.
We're gonna
appreciate that, bro.
All right, man. Thanks.
There goes our mic.
Okay. We're going to send it over to Caroline.
Thank you, Don and Bret. The two of you definitely win second place for best dressed today. Our next speaker is Andrew Aylor, who is our VP and GM. He has been a key part in the success of Extreme Impact and has been leading all of our weekly, now bi-weekly open forum discussions. In 2020, he was continually encouraging our team and partners, and the guy is still closing business. So Andrew, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of our new modules and why our partners are forever?
Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, everybody. I don't know if you've noticed, but Caroline has subtly slipped in many James Bond name titles, movie titles, so I'm curious to see how many of you guys found that. You might have to go back through the video to watch it to see just how many slipped in there. That's also why we have the dapper attire. Caroline with the wonderful tuxedo dress, Don with the tuxedo probably from when he was 18 and it still magically fits. My tuxedo didn't fit as the pandemic has hit me hard in that area, but you know, I still tried to dress to impress here. So, okay, so our goal with these is always to educate and motivate our industry by showing new solutions, creating new solutions, and working closely with our partners. You know, hopefully you can see just by the passion that Bret has, the passion that Don has in that their relationship, how it's forged from this partnership, from developing software together. We forged this bond, this friendship, and kind of, you know, like Don and Bret both said, there was definitely some challenges, right? There's challenges with every one of you out there. I think the key is to know that you have a partner that no matter what's going to be there for you. We're going to be there. We're going to continue to innovate. On days when it's not perfect, we're going to find a way to fix whatever it was as fast as we can to impact as many people in our event world as we can. And in 2020, you know, was very challenging for everybody. If you slip past the challenges in 2020, God bless you. I want to know what you were drinking to make it happen, because it was hard on everybody. But whenever there's dark times, there's, you know, light that comes out of it. And we had a ton of positives come out of COVID and 2020. And a lot of those things are, you know, things that were created in the software. A lot of the things were ideas that came from customers. And, you know, we innovated new ways to hear from you. A lot of you out there have been on our open discussions. Caroline, you know, brought up our open discussions, which are every other week. I think we've had 31 or something now. And that was a new thing that really came from COVID. And I'd say is one of the biggest impacts on our business in the last handful of years. We've gotten to quickly, in a 1 hour period of time, every 2 weeks, get a developer in front of a good group of customers and get feedback on a specific module, and then pivot and create those new things very rapidly. It's allowed us to really hone in on different areas of the software and know what we should be creating for you. So, you know, it's just one of many extremely positive things that have come from you know, the pandemic. Hopefully, like Bret mentioned, there's many things that your businesses have done, and it's not too late to pivot or to move into something new to continue the innovation with your business. That has a direct correlation to us because we're running your business. You know, we're helping your business from a software and a technology standpoint. We want to know what those things are. If you all of a sudden are open a bunch of studios like, you know, JPI, a great customer in Detroit, we built a bunch of Gantt views specifically for them to help, you know, manage that process. You might be innovating something in your business that you haven't talked to us about. We want to know about it. We might be able to create ways to make your team's efficiency, you know, go up as you're rolling out those new things. So don't be afraid to reach out to us. Our relationship is strong with Bret because we forced it, but he's also came at us. He's made sure to contact us, and his team does the same so that we can hear from them to build things. I know a lot of you out there have, but we're encouraging more of you to. If you've never shown up to an open discussion, you've got to do it. And if you come to the open discussions and don't speak up or are a little shy, don't be. Speak up. We want to hear from you. We want to know what those ideas are. A lot of times you might throw out an idea, 10 other people immediately are like, yeah, that's a great idea. That's a huge win for us. We immediately know we found something that's going to impact a ton of people. So we encourage you to come to those. One thing that we're going to be rolling out here very soon is, and it's kind of a spin-off of our open discussions, are our focus groups. So we're going to take specific focus groups, like for example on the screen here, I'm going to dive into some CRM stuff. We're going to take focus groups on specific topics and ask a group of customers to come in and really get more of a detailed analysis on that. So we can measure not once or twice, we can measure many times to make sure we're building the product the right way. Whether it's RFID, whether it's a better accounting package or accounting integration, some principles, credits and things of that nature. We want to learn from you guys. That's a great example is the accounting side and the credits. There's a bunch of CFOs probably on the call. We'd love to know how to make the product better. There's probably a bunch of operations guys that hear RFID and they instantly think my life's going to be easier. Well, there's a lot of work that has to be done in order to build that out in the system, in the software itself, but also in your operation. You got to create standard operating procedures. You got to do a ton of stuff just to get there. We want to create some focus groups where you guys can learn from each other. We can selfishly learn from you, and then we can build things more rapidly. It's almost the term that Don uses a lot, slow down to speed up. And that's exactly what these focus groups will be. They will allow us to slow down and get a really accurate understanding of what we need to build. So we're very excited about that. We will be, pumping out emails. We'll be, I know Don and I are planning on calling some people directly. If you have any interest in those things, feel free, be proactive, reach out to us. Get your names in our heads so we make sure that we include you on any of those. And we'll probably have 5 to 8 of those throughout the rest of this year to really get a good understanding of the market and what we need. So going back, I'm going to now kind of dig into some of the things in the software, show you some new things, also talk about some concepts that I think will help improve efficiencies in your business and how these things operate. So, we're going to go back to the CRM specifically here, and there's some old and some new. CRM's been around for us for quite a while, and I think, don't know the exact percentage, but I bet 50 to 65% of our clients are actually utilizing their CRM. We've had some great success stories of clients. I know like Advanced Staging got off of out of the Pennsylvania area. They got off of Salesforce. I mean, that's big money saving if you can do that. If you can get off of your current CRM platform, embed it into your Lightning platform, we can potentially save time. So if you don't use CRM, I would encourage you to go to one of our Wise Up webinars. We have Wise Up webinars every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, where we teach on a different topic. Then we have a bunch of recordings on those as well. So you can learn a little bit more about the CRM, maybe find out if it is applicable to your business and how it can maybe replace your current platform. You could potentially save quite a bit of money. Now, what is CRM? Client relation management, right? What are we doing there? Well, in our CRM module, we're doing quite a bit. There's kind of the sales aspect, and then there's the marketing aspect. We're going to track every call, every meeting, any communication with your clients. We're going to track that within the client record or within a lead record or within a contact record inside of the system. So you could very quickly you can access that information as you pull up a client. The client calls you. If Bret or John or somebody else talked to them, you see it right away. Keeping people on the same page. In a minute, I'm going to get to some new things within the job that are added to CRM as well, because communication is really key. The old school way of, I got to go tell somebody, got to write something down and hand it to somebody. We want to take that away. We want to automate it, put it in the system, so all that communication is in one place. We've now taken that a step further because we just launched our CRM app, and tomorrow we will be showing the CRM app live. Very excited about that. You can download it in the Apple Store or the Android Store, whatever that's called. You can go download that. If you just type in IntelliEvent or IntelliEvent Lightning, you should be able to find that app there, and and come tomorrow because they'll teach you a little bit more about that app directly. From there, that communication, of course, goes back to your live site as well. So a couple other things, and on the screen here you see a sales tracker on the left and you see an opportunities on the right. So the first talk about my left, could be your right. The sales tracker, what that allows you to do is any one of your users in the system, you can go in and put a month-by-month goal. It's basically that budget column on the left. So you can set their goal, and then the actual in the middle is going to tell you what actual business has been brought in. And then you can see there's some red and green. We obviously want it all to be in the green. And then a little bit hidden there, you see the percentage to goal. So it kind of tells you where we're at for that month, then quarter, and then of course year. So it's just a good way to track your sales team. This specific report will show up on your dashboard. So your dashboard can be found under reports, and it can be starred out into any section on the left side of your toolbar. Really powerful report. I recommend that you use it. Good for accountability for your sales team. Push them, motivate them as well with some goals. Now, what's on the right is an opportunity. So there's a couple ways you can create opportunities. Directly from a client or a lead, there's a tab on the bottom that's called Opportunity, where you can create a new opportunity directly from there. The opportunity is before you get to a job. You might not have talked in details about equipment and gear and stuff like that, but you want to start the process. You want to get some event details, maybe a location. You can put in some notes. And then to the right side of the opportunity, there's a drop-down category called the stage. That stage is completely customizable, so you can create your own workflows inside of your business. On the right there, everything there is customizable. You've got your pipelines. The pipelines are basically a group of team members that can filter out to see all of their opportunities under one pipeline or multiple pipelines. You've of course got the status, and then an important one I feel like is your lead source. Also a customizable field, but it's where is your business coming from? Are you getting it from the old school magazines, or maybe are you wasting money on those marketing opportunities? Is it coming organically from the web, from Google? Where is it coming? Are you going to the RSN events or the Infocoms? Are you pulling stuff from where? Where is it? I think is really the key. And then of course probabilities. All of those opportunities feed to an opportunity report where you can begin to get weighted forecasts based on proper probability. You can start to break down close rates and things of that nature as well within the opportunity. Now, a new thing that we've recently rolled out is the ability to have your website port in opportunities directly into the site. So your end customer can go to your website, type in some information, all the fields that are in there in the opportunity, put in a long list of notes. That will automatically come into Lightning. It will send your selected staff a notification that opportunity has come into the system, and you'll be notified and you can start to work the opportunity. You can, direct from the opportunity, you can also build new leads right in from that report. So essentially, you're really eliminating a lot of duplicate entry of data, because your end customer is populating the info on your website, and then it's dropping back down and in. So switching gears, there's a really new module that we've created called called IntelliTime. So some of you may have heard of IntelliTime, and we, like we do with all of our modules, we kind of take a phased approach. Phase one with IntelliTime was very simplistic. It was basically you come in, a guy checks in, and you clock him in to the system and you clock him out. Had a little report that says, hey, Bret worked 8 hours today. that was phase one. We wanted to get it out, start kicking tires, and start getting feedback. We have a new partner, very excited about a company in Ohio, a company called Live. Great innovative business. As we were going through the process with them, they wanted to take IntelliTime and really work our phase two and phase three to get some more detail. And that's what we're calling our pre-production job costing of IntelliTime. So you can now, within your IntelliTime, as you log in, I can tie myself specifically to a job and to a labor task directly, and then it'll tie those hours back to the job and give you true job costing on labor that's unrelated to the job. If you want to, you have a pre-production meeting and 4 staff members are in that meeting for 3 hours, you can actually tie all of those hours directly back to the job. Very powerful when it comes to the job costing. Some of those hidden costs that you guys probably have that can kind of kick you in the rear at the end of the job. You didn't realize how much work you did before the job even started. We've always done a great job of tracking those costs, when we're building the jobs or when we go to subrent gear from Nationwide. All of that's always going to pull back. But some of that pre-production work is what we found has kind of kicked some guys in the rear. And this new tool is going to be extremely powerful. So again, I urge you guys, contact us. We can give you a demonstration. We've got some Wise Up sessions coming, I think next week or the week after on that as well. So now all of that now funnels to building jobs. I kind of put this up here, building jobs lightning fast, which is important, right? Everybody wants to be able to come in and get an order out quickly. We've got multiple ways to put in items. It was funny, I was talking to a client, this is a couple months back, that was telling me they were an old Express customer, which is our legacy product. And they said, one of the things I loved about Express is I could just free type in my quick code and it would jam the item in. And I said, well, gentleman Dan, I said, Dan, you could do that right now in Lightning. And he said, show me. And so in the top, the quick add, which is kind of towards the top of the job screen, you just start typing in the product and it'll drop that item in. I was kind of kicking myself, like, how could we not have taught you that? Shame on us, but sometimes the little things we can overlook. But yeah, you can absolutely do that. And then to the right, as you can see on the screen, I can search by a number of different parameters to quickly find multiple items, and I can drag and drop those into the system. Another conversation that I had with a gentleman told me, I wish I could grab multiple items at the same time. Well, you can. So all you have to do is hit Shift, slide, and click the next item you want or the group of items, drag all those over and in. Very simple. So there's other little tricks, I think, throughout the system that you can always kind of continue learning. We have one of our senior trainers, Daniel Morell. A lot of you guys have probably trained him out there. Him and I were doing something in our site the other day. And one of the things that he didn't realize you could do, in the job screen, in your top bar of the job screen, there's a Q and a P. Those little icons mean they're up to the left. The Q means quote only, and the P means pull sheet only. Well, inside of a set, if I click that P, it'll make everything inside of that set pull sheet only all at once. So it's a quick little trick if you have a production team that comes in and they build the quotes by saying, beautiful lighting package, and they don't put any detail in, then the PM team, the warehouse guys, the guys that do the nitty gritty, they come in and put all these items in. They forget to put them pull sheet only because you don't want the client to see it. One click of a button, take 100 items and make it pull sheet only really quick. I'm pointing out a couple little things because there's always little things that you don't know how to do. And I think it's really, really important to continue the training. We got great trainers, whether it's, Caroline, Natalie getting up to speed, Daniel, Nick Bogan. These guys love to teach people how to do stuff. And we're always going to give you ways to learn how to use the system. We're going to continue to innovate, like I said, but just what's there alone, you probably aren't using 100% of the system. And I really encourage you to keep diving in, keep training, keep learning, because that just really maximizes the software, which again goes back to the beginning. We just want you to be more efficient, more profitable, and that's really what the tools are designed to do. So we talked a little bit about, we're building the job, and we talked a little bit about job costing, right? So there's, within the job, there's under the reports tab, there's any of you that have talked to me about reports, I've said my favorite report in the system is the predictive job costing. And it's right in the job screen. It basically sums up everything in the job and gives you, totals. It gives you, in my opinion, the most important numbers in the business. The bottom line, not the top line. It tells you actually how much you're making on a job. So reverting back to our new IntelliTime, all of that information is going to feed into this report. So we've got our ability to track cost on the job, so what it costs to store an item. We've got external cost, so any expenses, again, the sub-renting, when you go to Nationwide to get their good gear, you're going to immediately, you don't even have to press any buttons. It's automatically, as you create that PO, it's going to feed back into this job, both in the job subtotal and line by line. When you put in your labor, we're going to get the detailed, accurate cost of your labor based on what's in that labor resource. So inside the labor resource, you can build out not just what you're billing, but you can build out their internal costs. Again, a lot of people don't realize that. That's information that can be hidden from your staff as well. So there's some security protection there if you don't want, John knowing what Timmy makes and whatnot. You can hide all of that. The key is you want that information in there because it's feeding, again, what I consider the most powerful report in the business. Another thing that we've done is we've added the margin big and bold right on your main job screen. It's in green. It tells you what your overall margin is, and it tells you what your gross profit is. So it's going to pull from that report. We've also added that onto each tab inside of the job. So whether you're in the product screen, the labor screen, the miscellaneous section, wherever you're at in there, you're always going to know your margin. This one thing about the job costing is it's really only as good as the data you put into the system. So I really encourage you to put that information in so it pulls it out accurately. We talked about the labor resource, that's one thing. Inside of the product record, you can also create an internal cost associated to that product. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me through the years, how do we calculate that? And it is, in my opinion, a little bit of a loose number. I've seen some folks do it on a percentage by maybe designation. Some folks do it, the bigger the product is, the more costly it is to store. So you might have a little bit higher internal cost on, stage decks and things like that versus a microphone. It's really up to you, but it's a good way to help you calculate a more accurate margin, which ultimately that's what you're trying to do, is just make sure you're not going, below water on these events. I guarantee you everyone that's watching has done an event and came home and said, we didn't make any money on that event, So, and we want to try to prevent that. It's also why we call that report the predictive job cost report, so it's look at it before we send out the quote. So teach your salespeople, don't just send the quote out blindly, let's look at that, which allows me to segue to more of a job approval system, which is a new tool we have where you can set up some approval process similar to your POs. If you've used those before to say, they can only spend X amount or send something out, based on X amount. That way there's a little bit of an approval. Sales guys, they're fast. They just want to get stuff out. Let's force them. Let's make sure they're actually looking at stuff, as they're going there. Next thing we have here, I want to throw a big shout out to a customer out in New York, out in Long Island, New York Tent. They helped us build this really cool survey system. So as you can tell, I'm kind of going the workflow, right? We start with CRM, we build the job, we get some accurate costing, we go win the business, we do the event. Now it's time let's find out some feedback. So they were looking to work with us to create a tool that they can send to their clients very easily, customize it to find out how do we do, right? So you can see there's some examples here, and you can basically directly from the job, post-event or even during the event, depending on how you want to work it. When you click the email in the job, there's a little button that says survey. You click the survey, and that sends out to your client. They're then going to fill out their information, and you can see you can do kind of like a 1 through 5 toggle. You can do a notes field, so they can populate how you doing. You know, how were my techs? You know, how was the cleanliness of my gear? You know, how friendly were they? Things like that, right? When that data is filled out, it comes back into the system, goes to one nice tidy report to tell you exactly how we're doing. You know, question 1. How are my techs' cleanliness? We're a 3.8. You know, so you can quickly start to analyze that. Bring that into team meetings. You know, it doesn't hurt to call your team out to say, guys, we're getting beat up on our survey reports. You know, no limit to the number of questions there. Again, talk to your favorite IntelliEvent team member, get some data on that, get some information on exactly. You know what to get you set up. We can get you set up and help you customize the report and all of that fun stuff. You know, directly from there. The next thing we have here is our assembly module. Now this is another thing that literally came directly from COVID, if you will, and came from a customer. We earned the business of a customer. I'm going to shoot it over here in a second. During the pandemic, and they do a lot of installs. As a lot of you guys pivoted and did that, one thing that we found a need for and worked directly with them on was an assembly module. Being able to quickly, in a job, build an assembly. And what this module does is it's going to track your parts, it's going to track your labor, it's going to allow you to build components that are directly from the product screen. So as we're looking at this assembly module here, you can see it's got your actual components, gives you your availability of each of those. You can tie that directly to a PO as well. So as you're sending out the parts and you notice certain parts and components for the assembly are not there, you're simply going to cut your PO to right from here, and it's going to track all of that back down and in there. So it's a great new tool. I'm going to actually send it over to my man Karl, who is going to tell you a little bit about his experience with IntelliEvent and how he's worked with us to create this assembly module. So shoot it over to Karl.
So hello everyone, I'm Karl Tremblay. I'm the Executive VP at Show SDT. We are one of the largest manufacturer for the entertainment industry. We are based in Canada. We do staging, curtains, and everything related to movement, hoist, control, winches, and everything related to the staging industry. We do sell in the US a lot. We decided about a year ago to move forward with IntelliEvent, mostly because they decided to develop a brand new assembly module. The great thing with the IE team is how easy it is to communicate. We have a direct line to the CEO. You can call Don if anything is not working. And we have weekly meeting with Kusal and Tommy, who are amazing developers and project managers, to make sure that everything is heading into the right direction. I'm not gonna lie, implementing a new software is never easy, but it's good because we feel the support, and we feel that they're listening to what we need and everything that we want in order to have a perfect software at some point. So that's basically it. So the guys have been great. They're great to work with. It's a lot easier to talk to the IntelliEvent team than any other competitors that I won't name. And the assembly module has been good for us for the manufacturing side that we have, and the rental side is working well since it's the bread and butter for the guys at IntelliEvent. So have a great rest of the day, and don't hesitate to reach out on LinkedIn or any other platform to get more information if you want. Always happy to share and help colleagues or other IntelliEvent clients. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Karl. I think I urge you guys all reach out to Karl. He's got a great business. They've got great products. He's there in the Montreal area. I think some of the things he talked about, which are really important, is it's not easy to implement software, and we don't shy away from that. I think For any of you out there that aren't running our solution or a solution, you should know if somebody out there, one of our competitors, somebody is telling you it's going to be easy, it's just going to be boom, boom, they're lying to you. You're picking the wrong partner. It's a challenge. It's like climbing a hill, right? It's tough getting up. It's rewarding on the way, but it's really rewarding once you get to the top of the hill. And we've got great team. We've got a great network of customers that work together all the time on behind our backs, even to talk about how to do things in the system. So we don't shy away from the fact that it is a challenge to implement. In fact, just during the pandemic, we've taken over 60 companies live on the software, from one user guys to 150, 200 users on the software, with many locations. We're very excited about all the companies out there that have gotten live, and there's always going to be some challenges. But the reward is so worth it. I was talking to Mike Crawford this morning from CMI up in the Rochester area, and they went live on the software. He said it was 86 days ago. And he just was like, it's been so great. It was a challenge, and he's like, I didn't know if we were going to make it at one point, but now his whole team is benefiting from it. And those are the stories you love to hear. But you all need to know that in your frustrating moment, lean on us. We are here. Like Karl said, you can call myself, you can call Don, you call anybody on our team. We want to know about it. There's a funny adage, it's just simply, we can't fix what we don't know about, right? So if you are struggling with something, you're struggling with a report or an area of the system, tell us. We want that feedback. We give you many forums to do that. Whether it's in the software, creating tickets and whatnot, or just picking up the phone and talking to us, going to an open discussion, coming to these forums and typing into the chat. We're going to take that, and we're going to take that feedback, and we're going to apply it to the system. And more importantly, we're going to apply it one-on-one to our partnerships. We're going to work really hard to make sure that everything gets smoothed out. On the screen, just in the last 12 months, you've heard us kind of toot our horn on this, but it's a big deal to us. We've had over 200 software enhancements, and those have all come from our customers and our open discussions and those open forums. We've had 200 live Wise Up training sessions during that time, and hundreds and hundreds of one-on-one trainings between all of our staff working directly with your teams out there. And again, you're going to hear me beat the dead horse by saying, continue to train. Every time you get a slow season or free time, put time into your software. You will get something out of it on the back end. It'll make your team more efficient. It'll make you more profitable in the long run. So we've had many successful things take place over this year during these trying times, if you will, and most of them have come from our interaction with you guys. That leads me to some of tomorrow. Right, tomorrow is very important, and Don and I intentionally are stepping away tomorrow. We don't want to say a word tomorrow. You guys hear us talk too damn much. And tomorrow, Caroline, Allie, and Dana and the development team are going to lead the way in showing you a number of new innovative things that we've created recently, and things that you haven't even seen yet. So it's some very exciting stuff. Very much encourage you to come and see kind of what's next, if you will. We're taking a lot of feedback from those open discussions, a lot of feedback from long-term partnerships and new partnerships on how to make the product better. And it's kind of their time to shine. Developers work behind the scenes, and they work very hard. They've got, I don't envy the task of kind of getting beaten up by, this isn't working, this isn't working. And it's kind of our way to show you guys and pat them on the back to say, look at all this cool stuff they built, to help your business. So, coming out and it's almost like supporting them because they get excited about showing all this new stuff. So another very important reason to come tomorrow is we will be giving some stuff away tomorrow as well. We've got some more very high-end wine that will be given away to a number of folks that are in the audience. You do have to be present to win. I think we gave away too much stuff that when you weren't present last time. Now, another thing that will be given away For those out there who really know Don, they know that the man loves his beef jerky, okay? If we had an audience here, like we are dying to have an audience here, we are just so badly wishing to have an audience, he would literally be throwing it like that to people. So, and our goal by our June event is hopefully to have more people here. We probably got, five folks here this time. Hopefully next time it's 50, and then it's 250 in Q3, and we're in the thousands by 2022, and everybody's happy and excited again. Now, the last thing we're going to be giving away, probably the most important thing, because it applies directly to your business, is we're going to be giving away a number of modules. A lot of things we showed today, we do have a small cost associated to them. That's because it's expensive to develop products, and we need to share in that effort. But we're going to give some of that stuff away. We're going to be giving away some survey modules. We're going to be giving away some IntelliTime modules, which I think are going to be, it's going to go crazy here soon. We're going to give away some IntelliSign as well, which is our e-signature platform. We're actually, I think I'm stealing some thunder for tomorrow, but we're just starting a project to where with IntelliSign you'll be able to sign in person, because we know we're going to be in person again soon, hopefully. So you can take your iPhone out and have your client sign like we're Amazon. So pretty cool, pretty exciting stuff. So definitely come tomorrow, same time, same Bat channel or same James Bond channel. Other than that, I'm going to end by just simply thanking all of you. We couldn't be here without you guys, and you guys are all super, super important to us. And it means a ton to us that you show up to these. Please keep showing up. Keep beating us up and hopefully patting us on the back too when we do good, because we do want to hear from you. And I know I've said that repeatedly, but I think it's very important. Other than that, you guys go enjoy your rest of your day, get back to work, and we will see you tomorrow. So thank you.